All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro. Glad you could join us. John Brookhagen in studio, our senior educational correspondent, director of the Infinity the Math Institute, and we're taking some phone calls at 257-5396 on a wealth of topics, including Elizabeth Warren wanting to tax 2% for the rich to clear up student loan debt. Bernie Sanders wants free education, free college tuition. So we're taking your phone calls. We'll grab them right now. You're on with John.
And I wanted to clear one thing up really quick and apologize to your fans. We were supposed to do this a long time ago, but it took about 6 months for us to negotiate the contract, and your lawyers were set on educational correspondent.
Yes.
And my lawyers insisted on senior educational correspondent.
That's fair, yeah.
And that took us a couple of months
I'm not a
to
part
iron
of
that out.
I'm not a part of those negotiations. All right, let's take some phone calls. Let's go to Jerry. Jerry, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. What's up? You're on with John Brookhagen.
Hi, Brian, or John, whoever. I don't even know
Yes,
your
sir.
guys' names. I've only been listening for a few hours.
Yes, sir.
I have noticed that you do appear to me to be a Trump hater like the man was saying. So that was one fact. And what he was also trying to say...
So because you disagree with someone, that makes you a hater?
Was that in the past that you completely ridiculed this... I haven't listened, but I'll take his word for it, that you were a collusionist.
No, I wasn't.
And so why don't you go on here right now and just apologize to Donald Trump? Say, Donald Trump, I was wrong for the last year.
First of all, what do they say about assuming? John, what do they say when somebody assumes?
I would also love if that happened.
You make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing, because you're making an assumption for a buffoon that just called in 5 minutes ago.
He was pretty honest to me. Unlike you sound disingenuous.
Okay, well, how am I disingenuous?
Because the guy was correct.
Because the guy was correct, and you don't listen. You don't even listen, and you're just taking his word for it.
Yes, I am, and I'm sure he's right.
You're sure he's right? Well, I'm sure you're wrong. Goodbye, Jerry.
Can I clear this up real quick? Can I interview you?
I'm going to hang up on Jerry, though.
Can I interview you?
Because Jerry's a buffoon. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Jerry, thanks for the call.
Thank you. Brian, are you a Trump hater?
I wouldn't use the term hate. I dislike the man. I think he's a bad person.
Okay, very good. Did you ever suspect there may have been Russian collusion?
Based on all the people that were around the presidency that had Russian ties, I thought there was at least enough reason to investigate.
Okay, very good. And now
I never said he was guilty.
I'm not. That's fine.
Yep.
And now that the Mueller report has been,
there's no Russian collusion. I've said that over and over and over again. I need to move on from that.
Okay, I think we got that clear.
Yeah.
So you don't like Trump. You thought there may have been collusion, and now you realize that there probably wasn't.
The second the Mueller report came out, that's what I said. Yeah. That was a good interview, by the way.
All right, can we talk education?
You should take my seat.
Well, no, I only got 30 seconds in me.
Let's go to Sarah. Sarah, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. What's on your mind, Sarah? Sarah, are you there? Johnny, I think we lost Sarah. Sarah, are you there?
Hey,
I'm here.
Sarah.
Okay, Sarah. Yeah, we can hear you, Sarah. What's on your mind?
I was just calling in to let you guys know that we were actually listening to the radio a couple weeks ago, and we won a gift certificate to the Infinity Math, and I kind of just wanted to put it out there that I think it's a great program.
Oh, cool.
My kid loved it. He did great, and he's going to want to go back.
Well, I'm glad you called in, Sarah. I'm glad we could. Take care of you, and I'm glad John was able to give your child that gift. That's awesome.
Sarah, thanks so much for calling in. I thought we were going to talk to you in a little later.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that so your child likes it.
Oh yeah, he loved it.
Good.
I mean, on spring break, he wanted to go there every day, which is kind of odd for a kid to want to go to school during
Sarah,
spring break.
It pays off listening to the Vegas Take, does it not?
Yes, it does.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for calling in and sharing that story. That's awesome.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah.
257-5396 is the number to call again, 257-5396. Well, that was nice and pleasant to hear. Let's go to Tanner. Tanner, thank you for calling in. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to bring up the Elizabeth Warren topic.
Please.
I am a brand new listener, so I really don't know anything about this show, but I attend a medical school here in Southern Nevada, and the idea that my debt can be paid off is very tempting, but I understand that there are many costs involved, and obviously when I get out of school, I can start to pay that off. But the idea that we can't try to change something in the system, because it is a huge amount of debt that I'm looking at, and it's very daunting, and I know it scares a lot of my classmates. So I'm curious to see why we think it's such a terrible idea to try and offset some of that cost with a tax on someone who is already taking in a ton of money. So I don't understand why we think it's a terrible idea to offset some of that cost. Now, obviously, I'm not advocating total removal of the cost for the student, but I think that something should be done to.
All right, Tanner. So you work really hard over at your medical school, right?
I do, yeah.
And you're trying to better yourself, right? And you've heard the old socialist argument, right? I mean, do you get A's and B's?
I do, yeah.
Do you get a degree if you have C's and D's?
If you get C's, yeah, you get a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if we took your A's and B's and reduced them to C's, and the kid that hasn't been going to class or going to medical school could take your A's and B's and raise his F's to a C? Do you think that would be fair?
Well, obviously, no.
All right. So why do you think it would be fair to take somebody else's money to pay for your schooling?
If they are able to assist someone else, obviously this is without their consent if it's just a law, but if they're able to assist in helping students to offset that cost, I think it propels the economy more than what they are putting into the economy.
Right, and do you see how, I'm not all of them, but many of the people who are very affluent do a lot of things for charity, whether it's to help the destitute or whether it's to buy a library or a research wing at their alma mater or doing whatever they can to help people. They also, many, many, many people leave in their wills and their estate planning scholarships in their name that they give out every single year. They do this of their own free will, like you said. It's not a law. They do this because, A, some of them might do it for the tax write-off. B, some of them might do it out of the goodness of their heart. I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of scholarships that are offered by people who just put in $1 million into an annuity, and every year they're able to give a couple of scholarships away to people who are going to school for $20,000, $30,000 a year. These people are already, the top 1% are already paying about 65 to 75% of our taxes. Do you think that these people should also be responsible to pay for your college? Or now that you're going to medical school, do you think when you finish medical school and you finish paying off your student loans, do you think it would be right for you to now have to pay somebody else's college tuition? I think your problem is with the cost of college. And I would agree with that 100%. Maybe we should do something to make college more affordable for people. But I don't think asking Peter to pay for Paul's college is really the right way to go.
Right. I agree that...
Tanner there?
Implementing this... Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Yeah. So
go ahead, Tanner.
I agree that implementing this rule now is unfair to the people who just started because there was no precedence for this. Mm-hmm. But a system in place that helps students, and I agree that the bigger issue is just the cost of college in general, and the fact that the loans that a lot of these students, and myself included, have to take out. I mean, at the end of the day, my college costs twice as much because of the interest on the loan. So, mm-hmm. But I agree with you on some of those points, but I also think that those with more should feel obligated to help those who.
I understand.
I have nothing. I have no money to my name. Essentially, yep. I just have student loans. So I think as I am more established in my career, I wouldn't have a problem with paying some small portion of what I make to help others on their way. And
you know what, Tanner, that's and I appreciate the call, Tanner, and good luck to you. I think that's a conversation that people need to have, but you need to find some sort of middle ground.
I think that instead of taking 2% out for a tax that goes, I think that maybe asking, or I guess you could say probably requiring X amount of people who make that much money to put a little bit of money towards scholarships.
Right.
Once the price of education has been dropped, and once the interest rates, once the banks technically play ball with the students, that would make much more sense than what Elizabeth Warren is proposing.
I agree. 257-5396 is the number to call. Again, 257-5396. Let's go to Fernando. Fernando, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
What's up, Fernando?
Yeah, hey, guys. What's the average cost of tuition in Nevada? And I can still hear the Golden Knights choking on the third.
Hey, your Sharks are down 1-0, Fernando. Don't get too excited.
John, do you have any idea
never mind, it's
what
tied
the
now.
average cost of tuition is in Nevada? Because I don't know the answer to that.
Well, if you're an in-state student, you could usually go to UNLV, all told, for about $15,000, maybe a little bit, give or take. And obviously, like Tanner's going to medical school. I don't know if he's going to Touro University or even UNLV, one of the new medical universities that they have up in North Las Vegas. But obviously, that could run you a little bit more. But in-state tuition, if you're, going to CCSD and you're going to pay for college, you could probably plan on paying about $30,000, $15,000 a semester to go to UNLV, and that's including room and board.
And that's actually very reasonable when you can look at all the other college tuition across the country.
Right,
that's reasonable.
Yeah, like USC is
that's paying
$50,000, and Texas is $60,000.
That's paying
Michigan,
T.J. Otzelberger's contract.
Right, and that's not counting the $500,000 you got to give that other guy.
That's part of it too.
What's that, Fernando? I didn't hear what you said.
I'm going to get some cough medicine for the VGK so they can.
Oh, stop it! Oh, stop it! You're such a Vegas Golden Knights hater, Fernando. I appreciate the call.
No, just the truth.
Yeah.
All right, so can I give you an update on Lori Loughlin?
Yes, let's talk about Lori Loughlin. As you know, let's set this up. You know that there's this huge college admission scandal. We've talked about it for the last month, and now there's an update on Lori Loughlin. And I'm going to be honest with you, before you give us the update, yeah, I think she deserves to go to jail. So what's going to happen here, John?
All right, well, first of all, we're talking about this is much more far-reaching than the headlines say. First of all, there's two Chinese families. One gave $1.2 million to this guy. Another Chinese family gave this guy $6.5 million to get their kid into an American school.
It's insane.
But when we look at the big celebrities, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, it's a great way to look at how two people handle a situation in two totally different ways. Let me give it to you as quick as possible. Felicity Huffman, she actually gave $15,000 to help cheat on the SAT for her child. And when she got caught, she pled guilty. She cooperated fully. She immediately removed all of her online social media profiles. And she said nothing in the public square and shielded her children.
Which was the smart thing to do.
Right. The only thing that she released publicly is a quote. Let me quote her. "I am in full acceptance of my guilt and with deep regret and shame over what I have done. I accept full responsibility for my actions and will accept the consequences that stem from those actions." Yep. So when she first pled guilty, they were saying that she's probably going to get about 3 to 6 months. Now, as things continue to evolve between her lack of criminal record, her remorse, and her cooperation, they're saying she might not even get any jail time. She may just get some home confinement. On the other hand, we have Lori Loughlin. Lori Loughlin, her crimes were much more egregious. Right. Not only was she cheating on the SAT, she was taking fake pictures, she was getting fake transcripts, she was, or the guy was bribing coaches on her behalf. So she was offered the same deal, even though her crimes were much more egregious. Yet when she heard that she might have to go to jail for 3 to 6 months, she scoffed at the deal and said, no way. Then, since then, we've seen her child on the yacht with USC administrators. We've heard that her and her daughter have become estranged because the daughter is so mad at Lori for ruining her career as an influencer. All right?
What a joke.
Now, her defense is going to be ignorance, that she did not realize that her $500,000 payments were going towards ill-willed or ill-intended means. And just this week, her lawyers made a motion for discovery to find out all the evidence against her. And if you're reading anything on TMZ or anything like that, people close to the Lori Loughlin and her family are saying the family is feeling victimized, that they didn't do anything that other people have been doing, and they're continuing to play the victim card as the years and years continue to add up.
Do you think that Full House ratings are up or down since this happened?
I don't know the answer to that one.
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's right.
Look, this daughter admitted in front of a camera that she didn't even really want to go to class. All she wanted to do was party, okay?
Right.
Let me tell you something. I'd never put my hands on a woman. Never. I don't condone it. I never would. But in that moment when I saw that video, I had a feeling inside of me that I just wanted somebody to smack her.
What if she was Tyreek Hill's kid?
I don't know how to answer that. But she is obviously an idiot. Her parents have cheated the system. She obviously has no interest to get an education. She wants to be a video YouTube superstar. I don't know what she's good at. Nothing, really. Just babbling. The mother should have copped a plea deal, Okay,
100%.
And she made a huge mistake because she has money, because she has fame, and her father,
And she has
her husband is
Massimo.
a fashion designer.
Yeah.
The owner of Massimo.
So, my feeling on this whole situation is I hope they don't give her a slap on the wrist. I hope she goes to jail.
The more she opens her mouth and the more she keeps acting, whether she was ignorant or she's the victim, I guarantee you that the prosecutors are just saying every time something hits the news about Lori Loughlin, they're like, you know what, let's throw the book at it. Let's throw the book at it. And now they're asking for discovery because I think the lawyers are going to try to talk them into doing a plea deal, and they want to see the evidence against them. But I think just having this motion for discovery is going to increase her penalty.
Every single case has discovery. It's part of the process. So this is just that the process is starting much quicker. That's what that means.
And what they did, they want everything to be on hold while they do their discovery, as opposed to doing it in a timely manner. When they get a trial date, then they get their discovery. They want the discovery first, which is not really the status quo of a typical case.
Yeah. Again, but I stand by my statement. I believe she deserves jail time. I hope the daughter never gets into college.
And I hope her influencer career is over.
Yeah, or whatever career that was. I mean, what's next? She's going to put out a sex video? I mean, what's next with this one? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I can tell you her influencer career is not over. She still has 2 or 3 million followers.
And
Probably,
like you said,
probably,
Full House.
probably
you could
much
actually
more
make
now.
the argument it actually helped her career.
As an influencer, it 100% helped her career.
You could make that argument. It's just completely ridiculous. By the way,
what is she? 19, 18?
I don't know how old
She's
is she.
got to be 18 or 19.
I would say in 2 years you will see her at one of these beach clubs.
But here's the amazing
couple of times
thing.
a week.
The amazing thing is this has been going on for years, and it's been pushed under the rug. The last 20 or 30 years, this stuff has been going on. So what happened to the actual guy that was the facilitator that made all the money?
They haven't heard. I mean, he's in the most trouble, obviously. But
he's
we haven't
definitely
heard
going to jail, right?
And he doesn't get all the press because everybody's talking about Lori Loughlin, and not even Felicity Huffman anymore. I'm sure she's thankful for this, is not getting the press. It's all about Lori Loughlin because of her ignorance, her entitled attitude, her daughter, the estrangement. I mean, why is TMZ reporting about their estranged relationship and all this stuff when they're talking about serious crimes and felonies?
Sure. Yeah, and you're right.
They're worried about their influence.
And I'm surprised that they're not talking more about Felicity Huffman, because Felicity Huffman's husband is William H. Macy, who has arguably the biggest show on TV right now, Shameless.
He's actually a really good actor.
He is an amazing actor, and he is so good in that show.
It was so weird seeing him last month walk into the courthouse and people asking, and he just looks at everybody and goes, "Sorry, no comment," in his little voice. And it's like, it's just so weird to see that, so surreal. What are these parents doing? I've been a basketball official for 20 years, okay, and I see these parents in the stands act like complete and utter morons.
I can't take it. How can you go to a basketball game with 13, 14, 15-year-old kids and berate and insult a kid from the opposing team? How can you do that and consider yourself an example for your child? Go there, root for your kids. You could even yell at the refs a little bit. But how dare you call a 14-year-old kid that you don't know anything about names?
If I saw that, I would throw that parent out of the gym right away.
Well, then stay out of reffing, because you'll be too busy throwing people out of the gym to make a
I've done
call.
that a lot. I try not to tolerate it. I've done that a lot.
It's disgusting.
I thought that I needed to carry a weapon on me at times walking out of some of these high schools. I really did. It's completely disgusting. So here's a little surprise for our listeners right now. We're going to give something away. And we had somebody call in a few callers ago.
Yeah, Sarah.
Sarah called in, and you gave her son a little mini scholarship to your school.
Yeah, when we did this last time, I made it clear that we wanted somebody who could get to Flamingo and Torrey Pines and that, could really use our service. And we were really lucked out. And we got a young man named Braden, and he came in, and I heard that the day before he came in, he was like, I don't really want to do that. It's spring break. I'd rather just chill at home. And Sarah was like, listen, we got this. We won this for free. Why don't you just give it a shot? You go one day. If you don't like it, you don't have to go back. He was there early every day. He loved it. He had the biggest smile, and what a good kid. And they've already signed up for the summer camp because their experience was so great.
That's
Let
awesome.
me make sure I tell the listeners again one more time. We're located on the corner of Flamingo and Torrey Pines. We offer a summer camp, which you could come by the day, by the week, or for the entire month for 5 weeks. It starts at the end of May when the CCSD school year is over. It costs only $200 for the entire week, which comes out to $40 a day. The kids learn salsa. The kids learn personal finance. The kids learn the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner. The kids eat, play games, have contests, and watch motivational movies, and they all love it. So what we want to do is we want to give away 1 week, which will be Memorial Day week. So it's only going to be 4 days, but it's going to be 1 week, July 28th through July 31st, a $200 value. And if you are a working parent or you don't know what to do with the kids during the day and you want to do something constructive and fun, please call in, and we're going to be giving one of those away, so that way you can have as good an experience as Brady.
You're going to give away a week free of this.
Summer camp.
Of this summer camp, a $200 value. And here's what I will do. Fifth caller right now at 257-5396. Again, the fifth caller right now will win a $200 gift certificate to summer camp at Infinity the Math Institute. It's a pretty cool. And somebody just called in and they won one of these last month.
And anybody who wants more information, I mean, really the value is incredible. I mean, in order just to get the dance class that we're doing, it's usually about $40 for an hour class.
That's a cool thing.
We're doing it all day, and it's only $200 a week, and it's a great experience. Every single kid absolutely loves it.
All right, so here we go. Fifth caller right now. You're going to win this. It is a $200 value. Get to take your kid 1 week of this summer camp at the Affinity Math Institute. Fifth caller right now at 257-5396. Let me give out that number one more time. Fifth caller, you will win this prize package, 257-5396. Give us a call. Give us a call.
If you're not lucky enough to win, you could go to Infinity. You could go to themathinstitute.com or call Infinity at 702-768-1777. You could call right now. The beautiful Adriana is waiting for your call. 702-768-1777, themathinstitute.com.
Cool. And again, that number one more time. I don't want to confuse people with the number to call in, but 257-5396. Again, 257-5396. We're getting a bunch of calls. Fifth caller. And maybe, who knows? Maybe after 1 week they'll sign up with you and they'll love it.
That's what happened with our last winner.
That would not surprise me at all. The phone lines are lighting up right now, so we will have a winner here.
And also, finals are coming up. So if you have any interest and you want to make sure that you pass that math final, because that might be the difference between passing or failing the class, we have all kinds of study final specials. Also, we're going to be doing supplemental classes in July to prepare students for the following year's math classes. So please, any questions you have about math or making your child a better student, please visit themathinstitute.com.
It's so crazy when we give out something free, the phone lines always light up.
And you visited us.
Yeah, I did. It's a very, very cool school. It's actually very cozy. It doesn't have the feeling of like restrictions of a regular classroom. It seemed very, very comfortable in there, and a really cool, safe location. So, yeah, it was cool what you're doing, John. It's
I
really
made a
awesome.
mistake. The giveaway is for May 28th through May 31st, not July 28th to July 31st.
No problem.
May 28th through May 31st.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway because we already have a winner. So
all right. Well, I hope you're going to be here.
It doesn't matter anyway. We're watching this, and that's very nice of you. I'm glad you're doing that, taking care of our listeners. So we're watching the San Jose. I'm watching the San Jose Colorado Avalanche game, which started, and I'm getting a little sad because I know that the Knights should be there, and they're not.
Should.
Is it wrong for me to say that?
Well, to be honest, that San Jose versus Vegas Golden Knight, that should have been the Western Conference Finals. I mean, They are two great teams, and it's really scary with Nashville and Tampa and Pittsburgh and Washington and the Vegas Golden Knights all out. It's craziness.
By the way, I want to give a congratulations to Eddie. He just won this $200 prize pack at the Infinity the Math Institute. Hopefully he could bring his son or daughter, maybe both. But he just won a free week of summer camp at the Infinity the Math Institute. So thank you for calling in, Eddie, and congratulations. We appreciate that.
And we want to thank all your listeners. You guys have been very supportive, and the people who have heard about us.
Even the ones that call in and call me names and call me a liberal, right? Even those.
Hey, good-hearted teasing is okay.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that. What do you guys got going on this weekend, by the way? What are you guys doing? JD, you look very excited to answer that question.
I'm really excited. I'm moving into a new house.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. And he just asked me.
And my father is coming into town.
Your pops is coming
for a week, so we'll have a lot of meetings, some dinners, because the food in Vegas is the most underrated thing about Vegas. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take advantage of the underrated food in Vegas.
That makes sense.
And moving into a new place.
John, let me ask you a question. How much notice do you have to give a friend before you ask him to help you move in?
It depends on how good of a friend they are.
Exactly, zero.
I'm a horrible friend. Yeah,
You're a horrible friend? Yeah, then you got to text, email, and call a week in advance.
No, I just want, is it too much to ask to get 10 hours notice?
Zero.
I played 18 holes of golf today. I'm exhausted.
Wrong.
I did.
If you think you're going to get the violins playing for you in your 18 holes of golf, I don't think anybody feels bad for you.
I played 18 holes of golf in 100, it was almost 100 degrees.
How'd you shoot?
I had a 75 today. I didn't putt very well.
That is not good for you.
3 over par is not bad when you have three putts.
It's very good.
It's not
good for you.
It's not terrible.
There's one I'm sorry. I mean, I'd love to hear more about your golf game, but I forgot to make an announcement. Our March 2019 Student of the Month was Joseph Baum, and the only thing that he asked is that we put out his, I don't know if you know what this is, his Twitch handle. He's a gamer.
Oh,
what is Twitch?
He's a Twitch gamer?
Yes, and I told him because
he's a streamer.
He's done so well, and he works so hard. He doesn't only play video games. He gets great grades in school. He's part of the Clark AMSET program, which is a really, really impressive program. So I told him that we'd tell people, if you're interested in gamers, if you could follow him, Eagle Fire 702. Eagle Fire 702.
Twitch. I never heard of that before.
Congratulations, Joseph Baum.
I mean, I've talked to people.
Student of the Month.
Congratulations.
You know who used to do Twitch, Brian?
Who?
My wife.
I mean, I talked to people that have Twitches.
She was a professional gamer.
Really?
A professional gamer.
Was.
What was it? What's her game?
She's Elite was her name, and I think it was. She's a bunch of different games, Call of Duty, and Halo and whatever.
I play
else.
Call of Duty. There's a guy named Elite Shot that I watch.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I just played Super Nintendo when I was a kid. That was
Mario
I played
Kart.
Mario Brothers and
Zelda.
I was shooting ducks and stuff. Yeah,
I was an exceptional Madden player.
Yeah.
Back
NHL 94
on the PlayStation 1. Not 2, not 3, not 4.
NHL 95.
1.
That was one of my favorite games as well.
That and Jet Moto, Ridge Racer, pretty good at those as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed NHL 95. That was one of my festivals. Well, John, the hour goes by really fast. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, my gosh, it sure does.
We'll catch you again at some point in May, right? We'll catch you next month.
I
appreciate you giving that out to our listeners. And thanks so much for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
I hope I maintain my senior education.
You did a good job. You wrath through the fire of some of these callers that hate me.
We had a lot of prerequisites. You met all of them. You can maintain that title. Tell your lawyer to stop calling my lawyer.
Thanks for joining us.
The show is getting way too expensive.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, on the Vegas Take. The great Ken Thompson is coming up next. He'll talk to you all about the Raiders jacket he was wearing yesterday at the Raiders draft party. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. Ken Thompson coming up next. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll catch you on Monday.
The only FM news talk station in the Valley. 101.5 FM, 7.